Hello everyone, here's something you probably weren't told. Every 3 out of 5 adults over 60 experience leg cramps or muscle weakness, and in many cases, it's not from age, but from vitamins they thought were helping. Yes, you heard that right. The very supplements trusted for bone and joint health could quietly be destroying your leg strength after 60. This is HEALZO, and today we're revealing the 4 worst vitamins causing more harm than good and what to do instead to protect your mobility. Stay with us. Number 1, vitamin D. When cheap pills from unknown stores hurt your legs. Hey, have you ever grabbed a bottle of vitamin D off the discount shelf just because it looked healthy? That's exactly what happened to Ronald, 72, of Tampa. He bought a large bottle from a small grocery chain for $5, 0 cents, no questions asked. It said bone support, immune booster, and had a reassuring-looking sun symbol. He didn't think to check who made it, no doctor recommended it. It just seemed like a good idea, until the leg cramps started. Here's what most seniors don't realize. These supplements often come from unlicensed manufacturers, are stored in high-humidity warehouses, and sometimes sit under fluorescent lights near windows for months. That kind of heat and light can degrade the quality of the drug, causing inconsistent dosages, either too low to help or too dangerously high. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has warned that older adults are increasingly being harmed by poorly labeled, poorly stored, and misused over-the-counter supplements. In fact, many vitamin D bottles don't include specific instructions for seniors, leaving those over 60 to guess how much to take. And that's where the danger lies. No blood tests, no doctor visits, just daily intake of a product that may not be what it claims to be. Over weeks or months, this silent exposure builds up. One day it's a mild cramp, the next is persistent stiffness, dehydration, or even an unexpected fall. For your senior health, these subtle signs shouldn't be ignored. So if you're taking vitamin D right now, ask yourself, is it recommended by your doctor? Is it stored properly? Do you know how much your body actually needs? If you're not sure, that's a sign to stop and check. If you thought picking the right dose was the hard part, this next one might surprise you, because sometimes the real risk is already hiding in your cabinet. Number 2, vitamin A. When old bottles in your medicine cabinet work against you. Okay, so imagine you're opening your medicine cabinet. You know that one. The shelf with the dusty bottles, some half filled, no boxes, no instructions, and no idea how long they've been there. That's where the trouble starts. A surprising number of older adults continue to take vitamin A pills that are expired, discolored, or have been stored in a damp cupboard for years. They may seem harmless. The label says good for vision, skin, immunity, so why throw them away? But here's the truth. Vitamins age too, and they age badly in the wrong conditions. Most medicine cabinets in American homes, especially bathrooms or kitchens, are too warm and damp. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, those conditions can break down the active ingredients, especially in fat-soluble vitamins like vitamin A. The result? What was once a gentle supplement becomes a toxic buildup in your body. And for senior health, it's a silent disaster. You may not notice it right away. A little stiffness in your legs, perhaps a cramp at night, or dizziness when standing up. But over time, these side effects from depleted or expired vitamin A can affect your balance, coordination, and muscle strength, especially when your liver and kidneys are already working harder with age. Worse yet, Many seniors unwittingly combine multiple sources of vitamin A, a multivitamin here, a skin supplement there, and forget to check how much they're actually taking. Here's what to do. Throw away any bottles that don't have a clear expiration date. Avoid storing supplements in hot or humid places. Never use old vitamins just because they're not moldy. If this sounds like your bathroom medicine cabinet, it's time for a change. Comment 2 below if you're ready to ditch those forgotten bottles and protect your feet in a smarter way. Number 3. Complete multivitamins, a dangerous system built on generic labels. Hey, have you ever considered how multivitamins for seniors are actually sold? In big box retailers and convenience stores, bottles labeled complete or senior formula sit right next to energy boosters, diet pills, and gummies for kids. They're mass-produced in factories that ship thousands of units a day, with mass-produced labels that often use a standard formula for all ages. And here's the problem. These supplements come in generic packaging, often with bright colors and vague promises, but with little regulation regarding dosage, storage, or compatibility with age health conditions. Some are stored for months in overheated warehouses. Others are shipped long distances without refrigeration or humidity control. By the time they hit the shelves, the vitamin content may have changed and the pills are still labeled safe for daily use. When the barcode is scanned, many of these products do not link to a verifiable source. The manufacturer's website may lack contact information. There is no hotline. There are no specific clinical guidelines for seniors. Some even contain duplicate ingredients like vitamins D, A, or E without warning you that combining them could push your Shiru above the upper safe limit. What makes it worse? These bottles often ignore the group they claim to help the most: seniors with underlying health conditions. There is no mention of kidney function. There is no reminder to check for drug interactions. There is no advice to consult a healthcare professional. Only the word complete is printed large enough to inspire confidence. This is not a misuse issue. This is a systemic packaging and marketing problem, and it's silently putting your senior health at risk every day. No stories, no personal opinions, just look at the pharmacy shelves and ask, who's really responsible? And if you're still relying on labels to guide your choices, this next part shows what happens when there's no label to trust at all. Number 4. Unverified online vitamins, the invisible threat to senior health. Hey, this is happening more often than most people realize. Right now, you can go online and order a bottle of vitamins from a seller with no address, no phone number, and no verified license, and have it delivered to your door in 2 days. No prescription, no warning, no idea what's inside. Many older adults, especially those on fixed incomes, are drawn to these discount supplements, multivitamins at 70% off, or imported vitamin D pills with flashy foreign language marketing. Some are sold on online marketplaces that allow third-party sellers to create product listings in minutes. Others appear in flea markets, pop-up stalls, or unregulated health stores. The problem isn't just what's inside the bottle, it's everything that happens before it gets to you. Inconsistent storage, exposure to heat and moisture, repackaged drugs without expiration dates, misleading claims printed in small print. These products often contain no specific dosage instructions for seniors, no safety warnings, and no way to verify where they were manufactured. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention has warned that vulnerable populations, including older adults, are at high risk of harm from mislabeled or counterfeit supplements. And for senior health, the consequences of long-term exposure to poor quality or contaminated vitamins can include nerve problems, muscle weakness, cramps, and even liver or kidney damage. Yet no one tracks these bottles after they're sold. No one calls you if a batch is recalled. No one checks to see if your heart medication will interact with the capsule you just bought online. No pharmacy steps in, no tracking. Just a broken supply chain, and you're the one who ends up with it. What you're holding in your hand may seem like a vitamin, but if no one is responsible for it, how do you know it's safe? Let that question stay with you. You see, the real danger with vitamins isn't always what's inside the pill, but everything around it. Take vitamin D, for example. It's everywhere, on every shelf, but so many people take too much, too often, just because it sounds safe. Then there's vitamin A, old bottles that have been sitting in drawers for years, still being used like nothing's changed. And don't get me started on multivitamins that are labeled complete. Sounds reassuring, right? But they often contain more than your body actually needs, especially after age 60. And these days, with so many people buying vitamins online or at flea markets, you really never know what you're putting into your body. No label can tell you what the warehouse looks like or how long those pills have been sitting in high temperature. The point is not to blame vitamins, but to look at the habits we have formed. Because for senior health, it is not just what you take, but also how, where, and why. Sometimes it's not the vitamins that are the problem, it's the silence in between. Hey, here's something most people don't talk about. You don't always need supplements. Sometimes what you really need is a blood test. Leg cramps, muscle tension, feeling heavy, having trouble standing up. Your body isn't just getting older, it might be whispering, something's wrong. But if you're like many people over 60, you might ignore it. Blame it on the weather, or your shoes, or yesterday's walk. But what if your feet are trying to tell you something? The truth is, a simple blood test, once or twice a year, can give you answers that supplements can't. It tells you whether your vitamin levels are too high, too low, or just right. It shows how your liver and kidneys are doing, and it helps you stop guessing in the dark. For senior health, that's more powerful than any label on a pill bottle. So if your feet have been talking lately, listen. If you're not feeling well, get checked out. You don't have to wait until something bad happens to start taking control. Sometimes it's not about adding to what's already there, it's about paying attention to what's already there. And trust me, your body has been keeping score all along. So if your feet are already talking and you've taken a closer look at your supplements today, that's a powerful first step. Because when you act early, you're not only preventing cramps, but you're also protecting your strength, balance, and ability to move freely every day. That's the real reward of listening to your body, not just trusting the pill bottle. Remember, the most dangerous vitamins aren't always inherently bad. They're the expired ones, the ones you overdose on, the ones that are mislabeled, and the ones that aren't meant for you. So, take a moment after this video to check your blood levels. Drink enough water. Clean out your pill drawer. And if you found this helpful, don't forget to follow HEALZO for more practical senior health tips for seniors like you. You can also share this with someone you care about because protecting your feet starts with one smart choice at a time.